Hey guys, welcome back to General Wellness. Today we're talking about intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting is something that I get asked about all of the time. And like with most fad diets, which you can kind of consider intermittent fasting a fad diet, there's so many different things to consider. The style that you like to eat, how often are you hungry, what are your goals, and all of that. So we're going to be covering the claims about intermittent fasting and if it's right for you in this video. So here we go. There are so many ways to do intermittent fasting. You can fast until noon every day. You can not eat for a few days or one day a week and then eat whatever you want the rest of them. There are so many different styles. I'm sure you've heard them all. But in general, intermittent fasting is just another way to calorie restrict. So there's a typical low-calorie diet. You subtract like 500 calories from your daily intake and you can eat that. Most of the times the goal for that is to lose weight or just to increase health in general, and this is kind of just another way of that. So you also have low carb diets or low fat diets. It's just another way of restricting your intake in order to help you lose weight and increase health, maybe fight chronic disease as well. So the claims for it are just that you will lose weight, that you will lower your cholesterol, that you're going to improve your insulin resistance, and all of these things. So let's see what the research has to say. First, let's talk about cholesterol. There are several studies and different reviews on intermittent fasting that say that it will lower your LDL cholesterol, which is the bad cholesterol, and it will raise your good cholesterol, HDL. Along with that, though, they're also seeing some benefits in vascular inflammation, which means that they're lowering vascular inflammation from this way of eating and doing the intermittent fasting style. And that is actually beneficial and can help prevent any chronic diseases or heart disease, cardiovascular risk that might be a problem. Along with that, the intermittent fasting has also shown to lower blood pressure, which is also a concern when you have heart disease that runs in your family or high cholesterol. You want to keep your blood pressure low so it doesn't cause any problems if you do have high cholesterol. So they were seeing that this way of eating, the intermittent fasting style, is helping lower your bad cholesterol, it's helping improve your blood pressure and overall heart health. However, with these studies, they're using several different kinds of intermittent fasting, comparing them all. We also don't know how these people were eating beforehand. Did they change anything else about their diet during the intermittent fasting? Like, are they becoming just more aware of health and healthy eating as part of this intermittent fasting? We're not really sure. So that is definitely something to keep in mind, although it is showing some positive results. The next thing would be inflammation. Just like with lowering cholesterol, we've also seen that these intermittent fasting diets in several different research studies are lowering overall inflammation in our bodies. If you're not sure what inflammation is or why you should be concerned about it, check out my video. I will have it linked below and at the end of this video all about inflammation. But the research is showing that intermittent fasting is lowering not only vascular inflammation, but also other inflammatory markers in your body, like C-reactive protein. There's also research that this intermittent fasting way of eating is increasing superoxide dismutase in your body. A fancy way of saying it's also increasing things in your body that are helping you fight off inflammation as well. Again, lots of confounding factors. We don't know how these people were eating before. Did they change anything else about their diet after? And there's a lot of different ways to intermittent fast. So comparing all these different ways of intermittent fasting might confound the results. And one of the last things that's actually really important for your overall health too is insulin resistance. We want to decrease insulin resistance, aka have your body handle insulin better and respond to insulin more effectively. Most of the research for the intermittent fasting shows that it is improving insulin resistance overall too. So this kind of way of restricting your intake or not eating, even if it's just until noon every day, or maybe not eating for a whole day once a month or something like that for religious reasons, is showing to improve your insulin resistance. So overall, yes, there is some research showing that this can benefit your cholesterol, it can lower inflammation in your body, and it can help you tolerate glucose and insulin better. But just like I've mentioned several times in this video, there's so many different factors to consider here. How are these people eating beforehand? What kind of fasting did they do? Did they change their diet as part of implementing this intermittent fasting? Not super sure, because not all of the research studies are even talking about this, but that would be really important. So if I were you, I would focus on increasing the overall health of your food and the way that you eat first, and worry about the timing of when you eat second. If it were me, I cannot go until noon every day without eating, or I will just be starving, I will not get anything done, I will be super grumpy. This way of eating would never work for me, but I don't feel less healthy because I'm not doing this. So don't be pressured into believing that you have to intermittent fast a certain way or just one of the 10,000 ways that people are doing it in order to be healthy. First, focus on what you are putting in your body, not necessarily the timing of it. Hopefully this was helpful to answer any questions you had about intermittent fasting. It is kind of a complicated thing, kind of considered a fad diet, but is important for you to know about because it is publicized on the internet. If you have any specific questions about intermittent fasting, leave them in a comment section below, and I would love to hear from you other videos that you want to hear from General Wellness YouTube. Comment below or direct message me on Instagram.